Welcome back to my channel, everyone. Today I'm going to be filming another Rearrange My Shelf With Me video because I just got 21 new books from the thrift store, and some of them are parts of their books from series that I already own a couple books from, and so I want to keep them all together. And since I don't have any extra space on my shelf, I'm just going to rearrange them all. If I weren't going away to college in a few months, I would be very tempted to buy another shelf to put over here, but since I'm going to be leaving and I'm going to have to pack up everything anyway, I'll just buy some more shelves in a few years when I'm done with college. So I have the 21 books over here, and then I also have these books here. So I have those books as well that I had before. I just didn't have them up on my shelf because I didn't have space. So I figured since I'm going to be rearranging the shelf anyway, I may as well try to fit some of them in somewhere, maybe switch out the books that are already on the shelf. Yeah, I'm going to try to keep them in a rainbow. I'm going to see if that works, but I want to take down some of these kids' books here, so I might not be able to do the rainbow quite as well. We'll just see. I'll have to see how it ends up. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into this. I'm going to be listening to some music, but I will put up some other music for you guys. And yeah, let's get into rearranging my shelf again. Look at my poor shelf. I am just surrounded by books right now. Like, oh my gosh. And that's only half of them. So yeah, this is going to be a whole lot of fun. I'm going to get a cloth to wipe off these shelves since they're free of books and I can wipe all the dust off. And then we'll get started filling them back up. I think I have also decided to forego the color theme for right now since I don't have a ton of shelves, so I don't have a ton of space to put tons and tons of books, so the color scheme gets a little bit difficult. And especially since some of my most colorful books are parts of series that I'm going to be keeping together now. So I'm going to forget about the whole rainbow thing. I'm going to arrange them based on author or series. Or I want to have a shelf for self-published books. I'll probably have to add a couple more in there because I don't have a ton of those right now, but I'm still not exactly sure what I'm going to do, but I'm not going to deal with the colors anymore. So, and especially since a lot of my books are turned around so that you only see the pages anyway, the color doesn't really matter right now. Maybe eventually when I have my own place and I have a ton of shelves and I can put all my books up on my shelves, and as I get more books and read more books, I can start doing the color theme again. But for now, I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do it, but I'm forgetting about the rainbow. Okay, so I have a lot of piles. I have already done this shelf. I just, my head's blocking it. I just put up my Chronicles of Fairy books because I want to keep those on my shelf, and now they can all be together. And then these seemed like good fits to go next to it. Two by Kara Swanson, and this one doesn't fit because it's not hardback, but I don't actually have any other hardbacks that would really fit on this shelf, like for the kind of genre that I'm going for. They're mostly fantasy, so that's not really the best fit for that book. If I find another one that fits there better, I'll switch it, but for now, Daughter of the Pirate King is going here as well because it's similar, you know, Given to the Sea, To Kill a Kingdom. I feel like these three kind of go together, so anyway, that's what's up here now, and I had to put Kara Swanson's two books together, so I have those. This is my self-published shelf, which I was originally going to put Kara Swanson's books on the shelf, even though she's not self-published. I still kind of equate her with self-published, like, not necessarily self-published authors, but just young authors, I guess. I was gonna put her on that shelf, but these two books fit better here. So anyway, yeah, now I gotta figure out what to do for the rest of that shelf, because those are the only self-published books that I have currently that I can remember. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to put other books up here, and then I just have a bunch of piles. So, like, I have these two here. Oh, that's where I put them. I wondered what I did with that pile. I had some other books that were supposed to go here, like this one. So these are like fantasy, like high fantasy, I think, at least more like knights and wars and stuff like that. And then I have like a pile of dragon books and classics, Robert Louis Stevenson, Shakespeare, Greek books, some other books that I don't really know where to put, but they kind of have the same feel. Yeah, I have a whole bunch of just piles now, but at least they're sorted, so I just have to decide, whoops. So I just have to decide what books I want to keep on these shelves and where I want them to go. Oh, and this is obviously my Rick Riordan collection, plus these books, so I gotta somehow make those all fit on that one shelf. So that's gonna be fun. Anyway, back to it. Now it's just putting them places, so that's gonna be fun. Okay, so this is the shelf for now. I tried to organize them to some degree. So like I said, we already talked about this one. This has the Chronicles of Fairies series, and then just some other like fantasy books that are similar-ish, at least. This has my self-published books. Not mine, personally. It does have Here's to the Underdogs, but the self-published books that I own, because this is a poetry book by Havilah Gale, and then I have Naomi Kenyon and Lauren D. Fulcher's books. So those books, and then I just felt like these three kind of fit the vibe. 180 Seconds, it's, you know, another nice paperback. Same with Eve, they're just nice paperbacks that are pretty and kind of fit the vibe. I decided to throw in Peter Pan. So this is Paper Towns, again, a paperback that semi-fit the vibe. These are my Shakespeare books. I've only read these two. I had to read them for school. This was for high school, this was for college. But anyway, these books. And then The Hobbit. I decided not to put The Lord of the Rings up there. One, because I haven't read them, so they just would be pages facing out and nobody would know what they were anyway. And two, because I don't plan to read them until I go to college. I want to take those with me. These are going to be 3 of the only books. Oh my gosh, I have a bookmark in here. This is as far as I made it when I tried to read them before. So I want to take those 3 books with me to college so that if I have any extra time, I will maybe finally get through The Lord of the Rings, because it is a series that I want to read, I just haven't yet. But anyway, so I took them off the shelf. And then I have my Stevenson collection here, plus some other older books, and then these are like my Greek books, as well as a couple semi-classics. This is going to be a lot harder to find books now, because before, when they were all rainbow colored, I they'd been like that long enough that I knew where pretty much every book was, and I knew the colors of most of the bindings. And then when I turned them around, I still knew where they were because I had just remembered pretty much. Now they're all mixed up, and I don't know what book is where exactly. So this is going to be interesting when I go to pick my next reads. It'll be a complete surprise, and that was the point of turning the pages around. That was half of the point, but it's just going to be interesting. I don't know, we'll see how this goes. But anyway, moving on, I have my Rick Riordan shelf. I couldn't fit this book from the Kane Chronicles, but I don't need it up there right now anyway because I'm not going to read it for a very long time. And I couldn't fit my hardback of The Blood of Olympus, but I do have The Blood of Olympus up here, and since these two are paperback, I figured I'd stick with a paperback one for now. These two guys have to go here because this one I named Percy, and this one I named Valdez. So after the characters... Hey! Yeah, so after the characters in the books, so I have Percy and Valdez. So they have to go there. I know that it's not ideal to have this and then this right below, have the stuff on the shelves, but that's where they're going. This shelf is a bit random. It has some like science fiction type books, science fiction, fantasy, my Hunger Games books that I have not read, and then some more just random fantasy that kind of felt like the same genre. These are all my dragon books, plus the two new fantasy books that I had gotten, which I know you're not going to know what they are, but they're just random fantasy books. So these are historical fantasy for the most part. I think, what is this one? Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, these are historical fantasy for the most part. This one's not too historical, but it's still a little bit back in time. And then these are just my James Dashner books. So I have, what are you? Oh, so I have 3 books from the Maze Runner series. I don't have the Maze Runner, so I'm missing the first book, but then I have the other 3 books, and I have the Eye of Minds from a different series, and this is the 5th Wave. And then these are very, very random. These honestly are just here because I had to put my Painted Edges books up somewhere so they would look pretty. These two, this is Wonder, so it kind of goes with those, and then The Last Unicorn, but they're all the same height, so I figured why not. These, I don't remember what they are. They're just completely random, and I could fit another book in here, so I might, I don't know who could go in here though. They're kind of all over the place now, so nobody really fits there. I'm going to put Dust in there if it fits. This one might be too big, but we're going to try it. Why not? Okay, so there we go. Now I've also got Dust. So now this one is a little bit tight, but oh well. And then these are all my Michael Crichton books, which actually fit very, very nicely on that shelf. So I'm very glad about that. Anyway, no longer nice rainbow theme, and I have this corner down here with like none that I've read, except for these two. So this is kind of a sad section of the shelf. But these look very nice because I have read most of these. And then this shelf is beautiful. I don't know, I don't think it's too bad. I'm pretty happy with that. I maybe should have like switched these two. I don't know. I want this to stay here. That's like my favorite one. I like that there. There we go. I have rearranged my shelf. I hope that you enjoyed that video. I like doing these videos. I don't often watch other videos of people rearranging their shelves, but I think it would be really fun. It's kind of a cool way to just sit down and chill, and maybe you're doing something else and you can't like engage a lot with a video, but it's still a way to, I don't know, get to know somebody better or see what their books are. I think it's fun. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun doing it. I really enjoy rearranging my shelves. It was really daunting at first with all of the new books, but once I sorted them into piles, it made it a lot easier, and then I just had to fit them onto the shelf. So I had fun. I hope that you had fun. If you did, give the video a thumbs up and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one. Have a blessed day, everyone.